Today, we're going to show you how to meet and land a beautiful, high-value woman. A woman that you are excited about, one that you're going to want to introduce to your friends and family.
That's right. These are the same proven secrets that we've used to coach hundreds and hundreds of guys all over the world to land the woman of their dreams. Even ABC Nightline featured us on national television because they were so impressed. First, we'll reveal the absolute best place to meet a beautiful, high-value woman that has little competition from other guys.
This is the place where women want to meet a guy.
Then we'll reveal the key to sparking instant chemistry with a woman so that you don't have to worry about getting rejected or landing in the friend zone.
And most importantly, we're going to reveal the biggest mistake that men are making that's turning off the type of woman that they want to be with.
Okay, the first step is you need to know the absolute best place to meet gorgeous, high-quality women with almost zero competition. Growing up, I was this skinny, introverted computer science nerd, and I tried pretty much everything in the book to try to meet women. I would read a bunch of pickup stuff and go to bars and clubs and try to use all these pickup lines. I would go to the mall every day and run around trying to approach girls. Tried online dating for a long time. I even started a rock band to try to meet women that way and even create social circles to meet women. And here's the thing, they can all definitely work, but there's one method that we found that works the absolute best, where you don't have to change your lifestyle too much and there's virtually no competition. And it works really great here if you're a normal guy and you don't want to use any of those weird pickup tactics. You see, the problem with meeting women at bars and clubs is that there's so much competition from other guys. And because all these other guys are approaching women, women typically have their guards up.
Yeah, and even if you do get a number during a night game or during a bar or a club, chances are much, much lower that that interaction is going to play out into a connection, a date, or anything long-term. Because there's so many guys coming at her, and she's tipsy or she's having a good time. Those butterflies may have subsided by the time that the morning comes. It's just much more difficult to do it well during nighttime.
Yeah, and it's really the same thing when it comes to online dating. You're like competing with every guy in the city. I mean, women get bombarded by messages from guys.
Yeah, that's actually so true. I don't know if you remember, Matt, but like a few years ago, I used an experiment. I took my Tinder account and I took a shot of, I think it was a blanket or some kind of like
It was a rug. It was your rug.
It was a rug. Oh yeah, it was a rug. And I wanted to show our students that it didn't really matter what women use as their pictures. Women get a ton of messages and matches. And with an hour of just having one photo, which is of a rug, and just saying that I was female and 31, I got hundreds of messages. So you can imagine what a girl that's decently attractive, what kind of responses and matches she's getting.
Yep, and not only that, if you're, let's say, in your 40s or 50s and you want to match with a younger woman, there's a good chance that she caps it at like 39 years old.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're 5'10", but she caps it at 6 feet. She only wants to meet a guy that's 6 feet or taller. So you just might not be within her parameters and you never even get a chance to match with her. And then of course, through your social circle is great, but that takes a lot of time and effort to build a big social circle, full of women that you could potentially date. And even then, you can only date so many women in your social circle. You only have so many opportunities there. It's not endless.
Yep. And it gets so much harder the older you are.
And the good news is meeting women doesn't have to be random or even that difficult at all, as long as you're strategic about it. Get very clear on the type of woman that you want to date. What does your ideal high-value woman look like? What does she do? Where does she go?
Exactly. What are her interests? What are her values? What's her lifestyle like?
For example, if you want to meet a religious person, you would go to those type of religious events or church. If you wanted somebody who's more spiritual, you go to yoga classes, yoga retreats, meditation retreats, or events like Burning Man.
Well, if you wanted an adventurous, sporty chick, then you could check out rock climbing gyms. You can check out running clubs. She's probably going to eat a little bit healthier. She probably might be more conscious of what kind of foods she's consuming. So she might be shopping at Whole Foods. You got to think holistically. You got to think lifestyle.
Yeah, definitely gyms. Gyms are one of the best places to meet attractive women. For sure. Most guys are too afraid to approach. Point is, when you're meeting women, doing things that align with your lifestyle, it's so much easier to make a connection with women.
Yeah, this is a really good opportunity to kind of check to see if what you're attracted to, let's say that you're attracted to a woman that really takes care of herself and she's always at the gym. Well, you can't be going to the fitness expos or to the gym all the time when that's not a value of yours. So check to see, am I living the kind of values and lifestyles that are similar with the women that I'm trying to attract and to be with?
Yeah, for example, I used to be super into rock music and going to concerts, and I met my ex-girlfriend at a concert. That's how we made the connection at the beginning, and even throughout the whole relationship, we would always go to concerts together.
Yeah, I love that. I'm super into personal development. I'm constantly trying to hone my skills. I met my boyfriend at a Toastmasters club, and I met one before him a few years ago at a language learning class that I was taking just for fun.
Now, on top of doing things that you love to do and meeting women in those classes and events and things like that, also when you're just going about your everyday life, when you see beautiful women, go talk to them. If you see the woman of your dreams, of course, whether it's, walking down the street or she's in a cafe or whatever, go approach her.
Remember the ABA rule, always be approaching.
And this brings us to step number 2, which is how to approach women and spark that instant connection and chemistry with them. And when you do it the way that we're about to show you, it's super simple. You don't have to be a pro at it. You don't have to be like super smooth. You definitely don't have to memorize any pickup lines or routines. And it's super effective. Women absolutely love it when you approach them this way. In fact, you can get tons and tons of instant dates with women. That means dates right there on the spot within 2 or 3 minutes of talking to them. But the key is you have to do it the right way, or you could come off super creepy or really needy. You gotta follow the 3 steps that we teach you in our workshops, which is step number 1, you have to be bold. Obviously, you gotta be bold to just go up and approach her, and she's gotta feel that masculine strength. You have to make her feel safe. That's absolutely crucial. And it's that masculine energy that creates that polarity between you and her. So it puts her into her feminine energy.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of the questions that we get is, what do you mean by bold? Bold isn't in the words that you're saying. You don't have to say anything shocking. You can if you want, but it's not what we mean by this. Bold is really in your energy. Do you have that direct, penetrative energy where you're coming across like you're grounded, you're in control, and you are definitely in your masculine?
And then step number 2 is you got to be honest. Don't beat around the bush or use some line or say like, hey, I like your handbag. It's so nice. Where did you get it? Or can you help me buy something for my niece? She knows that's BS. And thus you just come off as super weak. Instead, you just have to own your intentions.
I just saw you here and I thought you were really pretty.
Thank you.
I just had to come say hi.
Well, maybe you can FaceTime me.
Okay. Well, nice meeting you.
Honest too is super important. And again, it's not about what the words that you're saying. It's, are you honest with showing your intention and your attraction to her, right? You can be saying all the right words, but if there's some shame in how you're feeling toward her, then you're going to get friend zoned because she can't feel that you are seeing her in a potentially romantic way.
And then step number 3 is you just need to be curious about her. Be genuinely interested in who she is, that you're not just there because of her looks. Like, you want more than just a beautiful face. You also want to know that she's beautiful on the inside.
I don't know anything about you, Victoria. Tell me one cool thing about you. Like, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Heart doctor.
A heart doctor? Really? So you want to save lives?
So one of the things I see happening a lot with guys that are trying this and they're not getting any guidance is they're asking a billion questions, but they're all small talk, kind of surface level questions. So they'll ask like 20 different topics within a matter of minutes. What you want to do instead is to go deeper into just a few topics. So if you're asking her where she's from, don't just ask her after you get the answer, what does she do? Go deeper into, was she raised there? How come she lives here? What parts of town does she feel most connected to? You get the point, but the theme here is that you genuinely want to get curious about her. You're not just trying to check off boxes because you've asked a lot of questions.
See, you may think that approaching women is difficult. Most guys do, but really it's super simple.
We've had a blind guy, we've had guys that are under 5 feet, and we've also had a paraplegic in a wheelchair, and they did it easily and quickly too.
And to be honest, approaching women is almost a rite of passage. I mean, do you really think she's going to be attracted to you if you're afraid to approach her?
That's so true. When I was single, I really wanted a guy that would have the courage to approach me because just him having that trait really made him stand out and made him so much more attractive.
Finally, step number 3 is you need to overcome the biggest mistake that guys make.
Yeah, guys, none of the other 2 points are going to work unless you absolutely nailed this 3rd point.
Which is you need to overcome pedestal syndrome. Pedestal syndrome is when you see a beautiful woman and without even realizing it, you raise her status above your own. You see her value as being much higher than yourself. And at the same time, you see your own self-worth and your own value as a man as being very low, lower than it truly is. The problem is if you see her as above you, then you're gonna self-sabotage in many different ways, and it's just not gonna work. She cannot be attracted to you if you see her as being above you.
I see this happening so often. A guy will see a gorgeous woman, he'll get very intimidated. He'll start thinking he needs to do everything right. He'll need to start impressing her. He can't say anything that's too bold because he's afraid of scaring her away. So he starts just talking to her in a very unnatural way. He either gets friend zoned or it comes across awkward or creepy, and it's safe to say the attraction doesn't happen.
So what we need to do is help you bring her down from the pedestal so that you humanize her. And I'm not talking about using like some pickup tactics to insult her. I'm just talking about you seeing her as a normal human being. And then at the same time, you're raising your own self-image or self-worth and self-value so that you're equal to her. Because no woman, if she's above you, can be attracted to you. It has to be at an equal level.
And this is exactly why we bring in super gorgeous models for you guys to role play with and to practice just getting them off that pedestal and seeing them as human, understanding that they have their own background, their own past, their own insecurities and their accomplishments. So you start to understand what it is that women are attracted to, which naturally heightens your self-worth, and you start to connect with them as people, as human beings. You start feeling more confident and comfortable showing your attraction. And you learn how to truly spark that chemistry and that connection.
Yeah, here's the thing. Watching YouTube videos to try to transform your dating life can only get you so far. If you want us to work with you and guide you step by step on how to become the best version of yourself so that you can attract that beautiful, high quality, high value woman of your dreams, then make sure to click the link down below and book a call with us. We'll show you how to meet your ideal woman, how to spark instant chemistry and develop unbreakable self-confidence. We'll bring in models for you to role play with so that you can connect with women instantly and give them that butterfly feeling where they're mesmerized by your charm. And we'll take you out in person in a live 3-day boot camp so that you can experience everything we teach and level up quickly by putting it all into action.
3 dates this weekend.
I have been on 175 dates in the last 4 months.
I actually was able to connect with a woman that I thought was totally out of my league. I was speechless.
I saw a woman in the gym and was immediately able to go up to her, talk to her, have a conversation, and actually ended up getting her number and planning a date, something that I never would have been able to do or feel confident about doing.
So if you want to work with us to transform your dating life, then click the link below to hop on a call with us to see if it's a good fit.